Welcome back to the Will Rickard Show. America! We just got done discussing the nice postseason run by the Millersburg Indian baseball team. They lost yesterday 3-2 to Myersdale. Myersdale will play Vincentian Academy from Pittsburgh Thursday at Penn State for the state championship. One other local team is in the Harrisburg area playing for state baseball will be Susquehanna Township. A couple friends of mine have a couple kids that are playing in that are on that team. One's a really good pitcher, Austin Dressler, and another one, Ben Moser, stud quarterback from Susquehanna Township, and they're playing for a state championship on Thursday against Bellefonte. So that's pretty much a home game for Bellefonte at Penn State. So good luck to those guys. And also Williams Valley softball, as they're playing for state championship Thursday as well. So go out to those ladies, and they're going for their second title in 3 years. So enough about that. Let's go on and talk about the Phils right now. They're struggling hitting, right? And that was expected before the season started, but the pitching was red hot. But you got to look at their schedule. They had some weak teams beginning of their schedule, but they also caught the Nationals struggling early. Caught them. Now they ran into them last weekend, the last 2 times in the last couple of weeks, and got swept each time. And now their youth is catching up to them, and the result is expected. Not scoring enough runs, but the pitching's been really good for the most part. Bullpen's been outstanding. And now you're seeing some young kids getting some time. Tommy Joseph has replaced Ryan Howard at first and is doing very well. It was good to see Howard hit a homer yesterday. And it's just a shame about him. What a career he had, and it's a shame that he didn't get started earlier, because there for a couple years he was raking down in Double-A Reading and Triple-A, and Jim Thome was occupying first base. So there was like two or three good years that he could have had in the majors, but they was holding him in the minors. Otherwise, he probably would have over 500 homers. But ever since he tore that Achilles at the last at bat there in the playoffs against the Cardinals, he just has not been the same. His bat's slow. Chasing outside curveballs, low and outside, chasing them. And his hitting has just fallen off, and I give Pete McCannon some credit. He had to do what he had to do, and the good thing is Howard has class. He hasn't pouted or complained during this time, and you gotta tip your hat. To me, especially 2010, if it wasn't for Ryan Howard, they don't win the East. That August, Phillies were decimated with injuries, and Howard carried them. So phenomenal year. I'll never forget the home run derby in Pittsburgh. From 06 to 08, he just tore the ball off its cover with some of his home runs. The triple decker against the Yankees at CBP in right field that shot the dead center field in the Ashburn Alley. Never forget it. Won't forget it. He's one of my He's one of my all time favorites. So Eflin got, like I said earlier, Eflin got the nod today. His first ever start. He's one of their studs that now you're going to see the studs come up. He got raked today, which is what pretty much expected. But now you're feeling the effects too with no Maikel Franco out with an injury. So where's the offense going to come from with the Phillies? We'll talk the Cubs. Those guys are just raking. They're being compared to the 1924 Yankees with their run differential, which is approaching 200 right now. And you got a whale of a pitching staff there with Arrieta, Lackey, and John Lester, who are just dealing right now. In my opinion, with Chris Bryant, and they're doing it without one of their with one of their key guys out from last year. But they're phenomenal, and they're my pick. They're my favorite right now to win the World Series. I just don't see anybody in the American League right now that can compare to them. White Sox were hot. I thought, as of a couple weeks ago, possible White Sox Cubs World Series, but they've fallen off the face of the earth again. So I don't know who in the American League will compete with the Cubs right now. Now, who in the National League can possibly give them a run? I'd have to go the Dodgers, as long as you got their stud pitcher, Kershaw. You gotta give them a chance. Maybe the Nationals, but their pitching right now isn't really good. But they got their offense is starting to come around. Their bullpens are detriment right now. You have to say. Papelbon's not. He's not a shutdown closer right now. So we'll see. But there's a big American League Series starting tonight. Red Sox, Orioles, for both those teams are tied for first. Maybe whoever comes out of the East can come out of the American League and give the Cubs a run. But I just don't see anybody beating the Cubs. So they're my favorite for the World Series. Finally, we're gonna end on. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break. We'll do one more video. We're gonna talk some NFL. We're gonna talk some NFL and some college. Right after this timeout. This is the Lowell Rickert Show. The Lowell Rickert Network. We'll be back in a couple minutes.